Hi, my name is Kylie McMullan and I'm the principal of Finch Media, which is a marketing and communications consulting company. I also am the co-author of the public relations textbook, Canadian PR for the Real World, and I teach public relations at Simon Fraser University. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about personal brand management. This is something that I think a lot of students struggle with because we kind of assume that it's something that's very intuitive to people, but it actually takes quite a lot of skill to manage your personal brand. One of my favorite quotes is Jay-Z's quote. He said, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man." And I love that because that's kind of how everyone should think about their personal brand when they're out looking for work. Think of themselves as a business. Many years ago, I interviewed at a fashion company, a local fashion company, and I was very nervous and I wanted to convey a certain professionalism, so I wore a suit and tried to act very professional in the interview. And I ended up not getting the job, and the feedback on why was that I seemed too corporate for this very fashion-forward company, which, I had never thought that that was going to be a bad thing if you presented yourself as too corporate, and it's certainly not a way I see myself as someone who's very corporate, but perception becomes reality, and how the impression you make on people in a couple minutes or 10 minutes or a half-hour interview really lasts with them, and that's how they see you. So it's important, when you're going for interviews, going to networking events, that you project yourself the way that people in that industry kind of see themselves and see the people around them. So for a kind of cooler boutique agency, you might dress a little with a little more individual style and flair. If you were going to do investor relations in a bank, you might be more conservative with a dark suit and maybe your hair pulled back if you're a woman. The second thing I want to talk about is the elevator pitch. And this is something that actually seems very easy on the surface, but is actually quite hard and takes kind of a long time to develop and perfect. The elevator pitch is the concept is how long would it take you to convey an idea in how long it takes to get between floors in an elevator. So, you want to basically take what you're good at, what you're an expert in, your skill set, and boil it down to a very short snippet that you could tell someone if you were in an interview or in a networking situation, so that they have a really clear understanding of what you're about. The way this works, where this works well, is in an interview situation with the dreaded "tell me about yourself" question. I interview a lot of people, and this is some place where a lot of people falter because either they say too little and don't really convey kind of what they're good at or what they're about, or they say too much and they kind of ramble, and it's easy to kind of get lost in too many details as they're rambling about themselves. So the elevator pitch will help you kind of shine in those situations when you're meeting someone or at an interview and someone asks you to tell them about yourself. And the last thing I want to talk about is just generally likability. So people like to work with people that they like. So it's important to really be nice to people. Don't backstab people. People don't like to be bullied. They don't like to be yelled at. They don't like to be made to feel stupid, especially in a work environment. So it's really important to, when you go to work is stressful enough. There's ego involved, tempers might flare, there can be stressful deadlines to meet, but it's really important to be as nice as possible to people at all times. And people who do that, I think, tend to go farther in their careers because they, treat people with the respect that they would like to be treated with, and truly separate themselves as a leader within an organization. There are different ways to communicate the same message, so always take the high road and communicate it in the nicest, most professional way. So I hope that was helpful in terms of your own personal brand management, and that you'll be able to apply these tips when looking for your next job.